morning, Sunrisers. I'm Dr. Karen Emerson, and today I have with me my client Heather, and this little girl right here is Harley, and she's 14 years old, and she actually presented a few months ago because she was having some issues breathing, so we did some x-rays and discovered that she had a heart condition. And then while we were doing all that, we decided to do blood work and an ultrasound. Well, we do blood work on older dogs to check their kidneys and their liver, and of course hers were a little, her kidney enzymes were a little elevated. So then Heather let me do what we call an abdominal ultrasound, and this is actually where we go in and we get to ultrasound all the organs. We ultrasound the liver, the spleen, the kidneys, the stomach, the intestines. And when we got to Harley's bladder, we discovered that there was a mass in her bladder. So after talking with Heather, we sent off a test called the BRAF test. This is a test that can detect cancer in the bladder. We sent that off and it did come back positive. So we did diagnose Harley with bladder cancer. We decided not to do chemo because of her age, so we started a drug called piroxicam to help shrink it. And during the 3-week course of this treatment, she developed a gastric ulcer that caused her to bleed. So last Friday, she presented with really pale membranes. We actually had to do a blood transfusion, and luckily Dr. Jansen had her dog Sansa here. We have pictures to show you how easy the blood transfusion went. As you can see, it saved Harley's life. She's doing great. But the main importance of this whole segment is if you have a senior dog or a dog over the age of 7, that yearly checkup, that yearly ultrasound, that yearly blood work can detect disease so early that we can hopefully give you a lot more time with your pet once we know what your pet has. We're actually going to go in and show you the ultrasound of what a tumor looks like in the bladder and how neat and what all we can see on the ultrasound. So if you have an older dog, even at the age of 6, you can start doing it. We have a senior wellness profile we do. We check their heart, we check their lungs, we do an ultrasound, and we can detect disease earlier. So if you have an older dog, make that call. I promise your pets will thank you.
WCBI Animal Health with Dr. Emerson was brought to you by Emerson Animal Hospital in West Point.